Hello everyone and welcome back to another Happy Home Paradise video. Today we will be decorating a beautiful vacation home for Pecan. So Pecan wants a chic and relaxing room, which I've got to be honest, this week we actually struggled a little bit. Just down to the lack of furniture and items we have. With starting a new island, the first few homes aren't exactly brilliant, I don't think. But we did the best that we could and we muddled through. So we picked this spot for her, but I did it in fall season. With her being a squirrel, I just thought it suited her a little bit better. So we will pop on over now and take a look. So here we are. So I just thought this one was perfect for her with the little bridge and the river, and I just thought we could do something really nice, hopefully with the garden as well this week. Okay, so we started off by opening up her boxes. Now, I'm going to be honest, those drawers, I really didn't like them. I absolutely hated them, to be honest. They were just awful. Wherever I put them, they just didn't seem to be a nice place for them. They're so big and bulky, and yeah, I wasn't very happy with having to use them. But I started off this house and it ended up not looking anything like how I'm putting it now. So I started off by getting another sofa and thinking that we could do a living room area up that corner. The table was really awkward with the two chairs. So I think we ended up not using it. Now, I actually have a fireplace this week. I had every intention of using it as well, which I ended up taking it away, but I do end up using it, but not for the purpose of a fireplace. But we will get to that a little bit further. Here I just decided, with it being a bit of a more posher side of the house, a nice piano would be good for her, just in that little corner. And yeah, I ended up taking them away, as you can see. Okay, so this is where I decided to put the fireplace in and just have a bit of a play about as to where I wanted it to go. So what I've done, I've just popped it behind the antique bed, and we're actually going to be using it more as a shelving unit, so we can pop some nice things behind the bed. Okay, so the living room I ended up bringing forward to the front side of the room, and we did end up going back to this coffee table, but I did it in the dark brown. And then I also changed the colour of the sofa because I just wasn't liking it in that colour. I also changed the colour of the drawers because, not that it made it any better, but we changed the colour of them, and I do think it looks slightly better. They're just too high, I think, for my liking. I don't know, they're just something just didn't vibe with me with those drawers. But that's what Pecan wanted, so that's what we went with. But then up the corner, I put two of the den desks in and kind of tried to make it like a little kitcheny area for her. again, this is so hard with the lack of items that we currently have, but I don't think it turned out too bad. Okay, so this is where we just used that fireplace as a little shelving unit, so we end up putting a lamp on there. I was thinking of trying to get the TV up on that set of drawers, but I just didn't think it would look right with it being off to the side of the sofa. So instead we went with the antique radio and a little plant, which we end up actually moving because we have the phone, which I end up putting where the plant is, and then I move the plant to the fireplace. Plus with the plant to the side anyway, you couldn't really see it too well, I didn't think, so I just think that looks a little better. Now these rugs, oh my god, I struggled with. It was a bit of a nightmare. I kept forgetting that I couldn't have 2 3x3 rugs. I kept trying to put it in and then wondering why I couldn't. But the second mat was a bit of a nightmare. Just nothing looked right, and a 2x2 I so struggled. I wish I could have used 2 of the 3x3s, but we ended up going with this 2x2, and then I just stuck it on the corner, going round the corner of the bed, which I think actually looks okay. I think it doesn't look bad. Now this was another part that I struggled with, was the walls. Again, we don't have many hanging items, so it just kind of feels like you're rehashing items to try and make it look a bit more packed in and lived in. So we put the flower vase picture above the piano, and then I just went with some flower swags in the more colourful colour, just so it goes with the warm tones of the furniture. And again, the light switch, which I always tend to use that actually in most villager homes. I don't know, it's just one of them items. It's just really nice and makes it look like a proper home. So we tried with the clock, but again, it was a bit small, didn't look right. Here I tried to use the corkboard, thinking we could maybe try and use it as a little kitchen item, but again, I don't think it looked right. So yeah, the fish didn't look right either. Again, I just thought, again, kitchen fish, but it didn't look right. So we ended up going with the frames. Again, I think we went with the floral. Yes, we did. We went with the floral one just to, again, it just looks nice. And then we used that one in the black frame and just popped that a little bit lower down. So here we end up using the dark lily wreath just above the kitchen as well, along with this bird tapestry. I just pop that over the set of drawers. And just to add a few more bits to the kitchen to look a little bit more lived in as well, just so she can make a cup of tea. And then the wall planter, we used 2 wall planters here, again just in a little diagonal shape. It doesn't look bad at all. Like I say, for saying we don't have many items, I think we did okay. I'm hoping by next week that we can have a few more items. Unfortunately, my Nook's Cranny hasn't upgraded yet on my island, and they don't seem to have the best items in store at the moment, so everything I do see though I am buying just so we can use them here, but Timmy and Tommy aren't bringing the best items in at the minute, so we're struggling. Okay, so we are now about to do the garden. Here, I wouldn't say we struggled as much, but I definitely thought I had more room in the yard than I thought I did. So we couldn't really put too much out here, which was a bit disappointing. But obviously we've started with a couple of the pine trees just to add to the background. And again, they're very good, I find, for autumn as well. And then just put in some orange tea leaves. Orange tea olive bushes, sorry. I tried to go with more sort of orangey and yellow vibes in the garden, so it went with that vibe, the autumn vibe. And then here we're just going to lay a bit of a path down. I went with the dirt path. So I tried to do it in a little bit of a curve just to make it look a little bit more interesting. I tend to try not to do too much just straight paths if possible, especially with the dirt paths. And here we just went with some stones instead. So here I put a bit of a dirt path as well. This area I had the idea to maybe put in a little table and chairs for just to sit outside and relax. I didn't think I had as much room as I did, so I made this area just a little bit bigger than what I was trying to do in the first place. And then I put in lots of weeds while we were doing this, because I just find, especially at this stage, they just look really good in autumn homes and on autumn islands. So we went with the antique mini table. Again, it was just that whole kind of chic vibe that we were going for. I was going to use the antique chairs, but I just don't think they were brilliant for outside. So I went with the ranch chairs in the dark wood. Just popping on some more weeds. Like I say, they just make the garden look quite nice, I think. And just popped in some orange flowers as well, just for another bit of pop of colour. popped in the garden faucet just so she has somewhere to collect water so that she can water all her flowers. And then we actually changed the house because I wanted it to have that more warm autumny feeling to it. We also changed up the bridge as well at one point. I thought we were doing that now, but we are not. So I went with the tree stump there. I just think it adds a little bit extra, and some vines. Like I said, I thought we'd generally have more room than this. But as it turns out, it is quite a small yard. So we did what we could. Okay, so here's where we change up the bridge. So with this one I end up going with the brick bridge just so it matches the home. And then we've changed up the time of day to sunset, I think it was. Yeah, I wasn't too sure which one to go for, but I think that one looks really nice. And there we have it. This is Pecan's home. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!